Oh, Denise.
They want to spend the money, that's what the deal is.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Boy, other than Doug, we got him.
I know, we gotta,
They're all home bacon pies.
we ought to put a sign out there.
They're all home bacon pies.
Yep.
Well, I expected somebody to have a pie in here today.
I kinda did too, and I'm looking.
Right here.
Is your shirt order form in that stack too?
No, I pulled that one out. It's sitting in my other pile that I'm supposed to deal with.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That paper was right where you left it.
Yeah, well, I thought maybe, but no, I asked. Okay.
All right.
I am a piler. I work two piles, sorry.
Review and
I do the
approve
same thing.
accounts payable dated November 27, $148,169.85, EFT 0, so it's still $148,169.85.
Go ahead, I'll support.
I move we pay the bills.
Support.
You wanna look over and go over?
We gotta pay them.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll put those in lights. Hold it.
No, I didn't, yeah.
No, that's all right. There we go. I'm just glad they're not as much as we paid last month, or last maybe. Lordy.
This is where our big bills kind of dwindle down and we get our MTF built back up.
Perfect.
This time of year, but
You like that?
we do.
All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Yeah, I think Mike just forgot, he didn't answer the phone.
Well, hope he's feeling okay.
I
Yeah.
hope he's feeling okay. I hope he's home helping make baked pies today.
That's probably why he's late, he's making a pie.
I hope so.
Home getting the turkey ready.
Maybe,
They
maybe.
come in covered in flour and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I need
1,
to
2, 3, 4. That looks good.
Got all? Payroll dated November 21st, $131,839, or $893.97.
I move we pay the payroll of November 12th, 131,893.97.
Support.
Any discussion? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That was quick.
I've been, for the last 5 years, designated a turkey cooker.
Designated turkey cooker?
I deep fry it.
I don't deep fry. My dad deep fried. I don't deep fry, but I've been,
that's the only way to do it.
Have you had a smoked one?
I have had a my dad would smoke them as well.
And the smoked turkey's good too, but I haven't got a.
You don't get gravy.
That's true.
Smoke them.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
you don't.
Or
do.
deep
Cook two.
Right, or deep fry them, yeah.
Cook
Yeah, but you
two.
make gravy. Okay.
One in the oven.
Not for gravy,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You guys are making me hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We're doing
All right.
business. We're talking about Thanksgiving dinner. Sorry. Keep us on track.
Treasury report.
Beginning cash and investment balance is $1,772,986.43. Total receipts is $163,203.13. Total on bills and payroll is $280,063.82. Bonds and escrow is $10,250. CD reserved for 2 trucks, $665,485.10. Ending available fund balance is $980,390.64. Outstanding accounts payable is a negative $1,196.39.
Now, that fund balance does bother me.
Yeah, that's getting down there.
Yeah, but real soon here, you're gonna have
Hopefully we can get her bill
the
back.
next state payment come in for $700 and some thousand.
A lot of our expenses aren't $700-some-thousand.
This bill that is gonna send out next is like 300-some-thousand, right?
What I've, to the townships, is a little over 300,000.
Yeah, so really, we have quite a bit of receivables out there.
Yes.
That's it right there.
Okay.
We don't have
With
anything
no
else.
more big payables hanging out
But
there,
we are
other than
now
the
Oh,
big trucks.
stockpiling
Right,
limestone
right.
too.
We're starting to put in there.
Yes,
Yeah.
all the limestone will be.
Yeah,
We'll start to buy limestone, and if those 2 trucks appear,
yeah, and that could total, yeah,
we might have to get into our CD.
Well, that's what they were
Depends
for,
on-
but
For,
if
but
we don't have to.
If we don't have to, it'd be awesome.
What kind of interest rate are those CDs making?
this last one was at
Five.
4.95, yeah, it's between 4.5 and 5.
And that interest, does that come into our general fund, or does it go into the CD reserve?
It goes into the CD reserve.
That's
It
why the
just
CD's
builds
up to
it
600,
up.
it was started at 600.
Yeah. so
Okay.
it
And
came
It's
pretty
showing
good.
up as revenue in the
Right now, we
general
just
fund.
Oh, I know,
Bills
but that's
and
the cash,
CDs,
that's
yeah.
what I wanna know where the
We
cash is
just been
going for
renewing
sure.
it monthly,
And just putting it back into the
yup,
CD.
as
Okay.
we,
Okay.
see how things go.
And so far, the monthly, here lately, the monthly has been the highest rate,
Mhm.
anyway, so why lock it in? Because
Well,
we don't know when the
the
trucks are gonna.
The anticipation is that the Fed is gonna keep cutting rates. That's why the short-term rates are better than a 6-month rate, for example.
Years ago, I really loved it when interest was really low. Now I like to see it really high.
Yeah, it depends on which end of the spectrum
right.
you're on. Yeah. Been there, done that too.
Public
Now, when we
comment.
get older, we want higher.
Nothing, Doug?
At our meeting, I had a question, I already spoke with Bob on the salt rates.
Oh,
One of the other commissioners was interested, to know whether they're up or down, or what the rate is. So I'll ask Katie after the meeting
okay.
to fill me in.
I believe it stayed about the same.
I can grab it,
But-
but is it our,
The sale price
selling
too, the just
municipalities,
municipalities.
okay.
Yes, that's
Yep.
what's,
And
They
if
want to
it-
know if it's gonna stay the same or go up or down.
I have that information. I did mail it out, well, I'll have it for you.
All right, manager's comment.
All right, well, I'll try to keep this short and sweet and see what questions Gary has. Let's see. So we are working the new brine contract, to put it out. Last time it was actually bid was in 2020 and it's been extended since then. So we're gonna put out the new bid again this year and see who all bids and what the prices will be. I'm hopeful that they'll stay the same, or at least the current vendor, I believe, is liable to just carry on the same price, but we'll see. So we're gonna try to have that, I guess it depends on what board meetings you have. If you're gonna have the one day after Christmas or not,
Usually don't.
and then that would put it into the first one of January, which is technically a few days after all the township meetings. And so we're gonna have to base the brine cost on what we know. And it's like 18.5 cents right now, and then if we estimated at 20, I think we'll be okay, but we'll have to make sure the townships know.
Yeah, that this is an estimate, so you get to find out.
Let's see, Genesee Road, we're complete. There's one end of it that's a little bit soft, and we've been trying to work, not just Genesee, but all the roads here this week and probably into next week. We're just gonna keep scratching them up and grading them and trying to keep them in shape until they lock up and freeze. So you'll see a lot of trucks and graders out there grading all the roads to try to keep them in shape. Now, we did put straight blades for the snow on all of them. They can still scrape gravels with that too. It's just doesn't cut as well, but, so we're trying to keep all that going.
Make some stone movers.
The ditching's complete on Woodbridge Road, north of Burt Road. Of course, the Hog Creek Road bridge is open. The only thing we got left is we got some temporary markers out there for the delineators. We're working with Jackson to hopefully on Monday and possibly Tuesday, they're gonna bring their sign truck down, drive the signpost for us, all the locates are done. They're gonna drive the signpost and then we'll be able to install the signs on all those, and we've got like 2 days worth of signs that we're gonna try to get.
That's like Hog Creek Road.
Oh, there's a ton of them, yeah, Hog Creek, Somerset for that bridge closure there. We got a bunch of signs all over the place that just need the signpost driven, and so they're gonna come help us do that.
I thought we had a sign truck, that we were,
The boom isn't.
no, I know it was broken, but I thought we were leasing a sign
I'm
truck.
trying to, and.
Oh, that's not done yet, okay,
No,
okay,
and
okay.
that kind of,
Blew up.
yeah, it's kind of blown up. The company actually sent me a basically in a sales agreement for 190,000. I'm like, no, that's not what I asked you for. We said we were gonna rent one for a while we do a bid up for something like that. And so, yeah, we've been going back and forth on that one. So in the meantime, to get us caught up for some of the railroad stuff and things that we just need done, we're gonna have Jackson come down and do that. And we got all the signs set up, the signs themselves, and ready to go for Monday and Tuesday.
Does Jackson have 2 sign trucks?
They've actually got 3. One of theirs is kind of, I don't want to say hard broke, but it's expensive to fix. Same style as ours here, the bigger style. And then they've got 2 small ones, and one of them is broke right now, so they're down to 1. But they said as long as they don't have anything pressing, they'll still come down. If they get a stop sign run over or something in the meantime, they'll call them back up there and do it. And I'm like, we're okay with that.
Yep.
So, let's see. We changed out a tube on Bear Lake Road, another one on Hoxie Road. Those were just basic tubes, there was nothing spectacular to them. We're done for the season with a crack sealer. We're done for the season with a paver. The 2 road closures we do have are still Elm Road and Somerset Road. We completed the shoulders on North Adams Road.
Much appreciated.
And then for some of Heather's updates, really the same kind of stuff that I've told you in the past meeting or 2, but the permit was approved for Territorial Road east of Bird Lake Road for the culvert. We'll plan on ordering that too. We can replace that in the spring. Really the only difference is within like inches, the tube will now be 71 foot versus 56 foot. Not a big deal, but so that'll have to be ordered and delivered when it's ready to put in, so it'll be delivered right there, set in place, and move on.
So they won't be shut down for almost a year. Oh.
No, it's just a culvert, so.
Then it could be a week or 10 days,
Oh yeah.
easy. I mean, you're gonna have to run a crane to.
Oh yes, definitely for a 72 foot or
Yeah.
71 foot, 9 foot around tube, so yes, it'll take the crane.
Well, the one that was on Camden Road,
Yep.
east of, this was before you came, this was, I think in 71, or 21.
Like I said, that was a long time ago.
71.
21. That east of Waldron Road there, about a quarter of a mile, had to lease a crane, the guy from Somerset had to come down to set that one, because that was,
Yep.
and this tube is considerably bigger than that one, both length and diameter.
Who do you get now? That Somerset's not there anymore.
Oh,
He's not there anymore?
Oh no, he
He sold his
sold all his stuff.
He did?
Well, I think it was McKinsey has done both Camden Road Bridge and
Oh, I was gonna say, Jackson Industrial's got some big cars.
yeah, there's a few of them around, but again, we'll have to put out a bid or at least a request for a proposal from them and get that installed. Okay, the 24 safety projects is pretty much wrapped. Well, it is wrapped up, other than that last 1,000 foot of center line on Bankers Road. We're still working with them to get that, make sure that gets done, and that'll be wrapped up.
Are they supposed to pay anything, cause they're not? They didn't get their-
We've been working with, and we've contacted MDOT, 'cause this is a federal aid job. They prefer and have recommend that we try not to do liquidated damages if we don't have to. They do have the option, the contractor has the option of submitting an extension of time because of some of the weather earlier in the year. And if they do that, we'll work with them, but if they then don't meet that extension, that's where MDOT's like, okay, at that point,
Go after them.
the gloves are off. But they try to work well with the contractors, cause you're gonna need them to come back for other things,
Right.
other
Yeah,
times,
right.
so.
You don't
As
know.
long as they get it done in a reasonable amount of time, and I would say this year, so that, so Heather's been working with them on that. So we're still working on that. The federal aid project for next year, of course, is the Concord Herring and Jonesville Road, 2-inch overlays. We're still on track to submit the grade inspection packages to MDOT in December and try to meet the May bid letting for that.
How much of Jonesville Road are we gonna hope to repay next year?
Well, that one is intended to be Kelly to McLean. Herring is 49 to 99. And Concord is US 12 to Sterling. And then the intent is the following years we'll continue on and then continue on until we get those stretches done. I wanna say it's about 2 miles on Concord, and I think they're all in that ballpark.
I'm sorry, it was Jonesville Road, Concord Road, and
Herring.
Herring, thank you,
Yeah.
sorry.
Litchfield.
And Litchfield?
No.
Yeah.
And
And
Litchfield,
Litchfield.
okay, thank you. I just wanna make sure I heard. It's kinda out of my district, so I'm
Let's see,
Oh, we're all
other
in
than
my
that,
No, not Litchfield.
well, we're all at large.
our
Well,
biggest thing that we've been working on right now is negotiations, which we'll discuss later on in the closed session. Do you have any questions?
You and I had talked about, Sellers Road in Amboy Township.
Okay, so I did go down, I finally contacted the property owner down at Sellers in East Diane, that's done the dirt work,
Blaine?
yes, property owner. And I had a good discussion with him on the phone, he was very good to work with, and I said, okay, well, what we'll need to do is come in and get a permit to work in the right of way. And he had said, well, I got a permit from the county. I'm like, and he said a name. And I'm like, was that with the drain commission? And he's like, no, with the county itself.
Building inspection.
And well, but I think it's probably a soil erosion
Yeah,
permit
it is.
Yeah.
because of how much dirt he was intending to move.
Yeah.
And so they gave him a permit for, I take it, the soil erosion stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, we still need you to do a permit for working in the right of way. And he's, okay, I'll come in and do that. He had some issues where he had to leave for like a month because of an injury to his son. But he's back now and he intends to finish the work here shortly, which I told him both roads need to be sloped away from the road out to about that 33-foot mark. And then at that point, everything will eventually drain down that pond anyway. He didn't have any complaint with that. He said he'll work on that. I also told him that the new permit fee schedule also includes crossing the roads with a tracked vehicle. He was kind of surprised at that one, but he said he did have rubber mats that he has to lay down if he needs to cross a road.
He just didn't use it.
I said, but, okay, well, I said, you need to use them or boards to keep the tracks off the roads, and you need to come get a permit to do it for each crossing. So he's a little surprised at that one, but he didn't seem to be, disagreeable, I guess, with it. So I will be watching to see that gets sloped right. He asked if we had any extra dirt around. He still has a lot of fill that he wants to do, and he said that they were more willing to take the fill dirt. I'm like, well, we'll see what we got. But,
What, did he say what his end game was?
no.
Sounds like he's into mining then.
Well, I think it appears he's gonna try to slope that all out and sell lots around that pond.
Oh, I
That's
didn't know
what I
it
think.
was big. That pond's not that big.
It's not. But that's where everything drains to, and everything will drain to that, and then it'll go, you know, and whatever waterway goes underneath the road goes into Lake Diane from there. But, so I basically addressed that, and there's a foam pad right in the corner that's low, it's like 2 to 3 foot below the surface of the dirt now. He said that he's contacted the phone company, and they're gonna come out and raise that up. And then that'll just be filled in level with what he's got going there, and the foam pad will be sitting at the level below the ground at that point. Apparently that box is full of mud and stuff anyway from where it's been all the years, but,
The phone don't work.
so, yes.
Question, when you said that he has to have a permit to go across that with the tracks,
Mhm.
if a farmer has tracks on their tractors, do they have to have permits, or are
Yes.
they different tracks?
No, it's a steel track, they have
Oh,
to
it's
do
a
it.
steel track, not a
Yes.
rubber
Not a
track,
rubber track.
because most tractors have rubber tracks,
Yes.
would that be true?
Correct.
Oh,
It's
that's why
usually your
I'm asking.
bulldozers and excavators
Okay,
that,
Bulldozers, excavator, crane,
yeah,
because they have steel tracks.
they got a steel track and they can tear up the asphalt.
Yeah.
Okay,
but a rubber track, no.
okay, that's.
And that's,
what I
on the
wanted
permit,
to-
it says steel tracked
Steel
vehicles.
track,
Yeah.
okay,
Because combines run tracks, and then you got your quad track tractors.
But anyway, he seems to be amenable to what I asked him to do, and
Well,
we'll see where it goes.
so how, did you get a timetable, so you know
He
when?
said within the next couple weeks.
So you know to go
But-
back and check in
Yes.
2 weeks and see, okay. Cause I don't know the individual, but my impression is that we didn't think he'd work with us, so this
Well,
sounds very
he-
positive.
It sounds like it, yes.
Yes. So in 2 weeks, we should know.
Hopefully, yes.
if
Alright,
he does
that'd
what
be
he says
perfect.
he's gonna do.
Let's see, that's not Christmas yet, okay. That will be before our next meeting, perfect. Alright,
I deliberately drove out of my way this morning to go take a look at that situation. And, you know, I had a discussion with Bob before the meeting started because nothing has been done. You know, I understand a family emergency, and I think we have to be understanding of that. But there's a healthy stretch of that right now where the dirt is higher than the road. And
Well, it's always been higher than the road, but
well,
there's always been a little bit of a ditch there. that
yeah, there
channels
was
the
a
water.
ditch, well, there's no ditch exists, so,
So he agreed that he was planning to slope that back, and with a dozer, he can do that in an hour.
yeah, it wouldn't take him that long if he gets at it.
Yes.
So, but then the other concern I have would be spring, in my view, you know, that road right away, at least part of it, we need to get him to put some grass seed and seed that down, rather than just leave it as bare dirt.
Well, a lot of that is gonna apply towards the county's erosion control permit.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, so what do we need to do? Have a conversation with
I can talk to him about
With
it,
Marty?
what his plan is.
with Marty and say, you know,
all they can put on it now is straw.
yeah, at this point in time, there's no point in putting any grass seed out there, cause it all get washed away before it warms up and grows.
Wherever it landed in the spring, it'd take off. but-
Yeah,
But so far, I've got a good vibe
Okay.
going, and
No good.
we'll see how that goes.
I won't go rock the boat.
Okay, all right. What else you got?
Any progress on the Elm Road situation? Are we still kind of being handcuffed with,
Well, we're getting there.
studies?
And I was hoping to get a text while we're sitting here, but it didn't. So the last we've got Charlie and Patricia, which Patricia's the lady that's doing the hydraulic study. We're, I guess, just working through a couple last minute details of what they said to confirm like the outlet stuff. And as soon as that's done, as soon as they get that done, she said it'll take her a couple days and we can apply, at that point we'll have the information to apply for the permit. Eagle's already kind of said what they want to see, and it's kind of looking like, other than we need to adjust it, like move it one direction 5 foot with a little bit of a skew, it's looking like it'll go through, and we'll submit the permit here shortly, and probably at springtime.
You think there's a reasonable chance they're gonna say yes to it too?
I think so.
Good.
we can do the work ourselves.
Oh, yes, yeah, it's just at this point, as long as they allow us to use this, it's a square aluminum box tube is what it's called. As long as they allow us to do that, we can do it ourselves. Again, a crane will have to set it, but
So it'd be a whole bunch cheaper even than a wooden structure, than a wooden bridge, wouldn't it?
I don't know, concrete or aluminum culverts are spendy too,
They're
but
not cheap.
now if we had to remove everything and then install everything wood, not just a wood deck, which we can't, just the deck would be cheaper, but the whole thing is probably gonna be cheaper as the aluminum box culvert.
So what was Hog Creek, 300,000?
It was about 250 or 60, wasn't it?
I just built it.
What did we build them?
I
That
thought it
would
was
have been half.
211,000.
I think that was the estimate.
Huh, these walls are still thin.
The estimate was what?
Why did you,
I thought the estimate was around 300.
Well,
The
we'll
estimate
find
was
out
around, I think,
There you go.
The
320,
intercom's working.
but it came in less.
Yeah.
Which I
Alright,
That
so
was
Charlie and
Texas.
her talked on the phone and agreed on the length of the pipe arch. She's gonna draw something up for how far to move it, like I said, upstream and we'll probably have to get the property owner's approval before we can move forward. But
I think Frank owns that.
I believe
The
so.
farmer.
On both sides of the
He's the
road.
one that was willing to participate
Yeah.
anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
think.
If he's willing to participate, he'll probably let us
If
move it
not,
5 foot.
Put it wherever you want.
We're moving it upstream.
I thought the farmer was buying the tubes. He's buying this expensive tube?
No,
I don't
He's just
gonna
participating in
help.
the cost.
He's gonna
Yeah.
help.
He's
Participate,
putting
not
up
pay.
for
Pittsburgh's gonna help
townships.
too.
I haven't got a
Okay.
dollar figure what he
Okay.
said, he
Okay.
just said that he,
Yeah.
Okay, so he might do the township share.
maybe, or part of the
Part.
township.
Part of-
Well,
A
I
healthy
think,
chunk of it.
I think the township should kick in too.
Oh, yeah.
No
Which
matter
township
what.
is it?
Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, they need to they need to have some skin in the game.
yes.
Because if they don't
And I
put,
feel like they plan on it, because when I've talked to, the supervisor,
Mhm.
she has touched base multiple times to see where we're at, and
Yeah.
they plan.
And I've mentioned it a couple times too, at their
Board
meetings, that we need to,
So Eagles pretty much said what they wanna see or what they expect. This is pretty close to that, other than the moving it, which I don't believe made a big difference in hydraulics. So we'll see, and if we can get the permit through, again, John Scabina's not there right now, so it's,
let's
Yeah.
move
Things are
quick.
moving.
Hurry up,
and
hurry up.
so,
Any other permits we need done?
and so hopefully we can move this through, get it ordered, like same thing, have it somebody delivered somewhere in the spring and
Yep.
install it on delivery. But,
Before John gets back.
once it's approved, so.
Mhm.
that's all I have.
That's it. All right, old business.
Oh, there is one other question.
Yes.
So I came up Territorial Road after I had been on Sellers. And Territorial Road South Hillsdale Road, rather, I mean. South Hillsdale Road from Camden Road south to Territorial is taking quite a beating with the two bridges being closed for almost a year. And, so I know that people in Amboy and Woodbridge, Camden townships are asking, when are we gonna do something for that stretch of blacktop? So,
I mean, depending on what it's gonna take, I mean, anything from a paper patch to, I don't know, whether we can do an overlay or something on that this year, I don't, we'll have to take a look and see
I
what,
mean, 25.
well, yeah, when I say this year, this coming year.
yeah.
No more paving and.
Right.
We're done
this year's
paving.
gonna
We're
get
done
done this
this
year.
year.
I knew it was gonna be in
I'm
24.
sorry.
I'm already moving into 25.
And I'm just getting out of 23
Uh-huh.
for taxes.
So,
Exactly what you
yes, I
want.
understand the extra traffic that went on there and everything, we'll have to take a look at it. There's a lot of other little spots out through there that need some work too, so.
And it?
Yep.
Old business. Formal request to increase road commission board base pay. The last time was 2013, and, from that one, it was 2001, so they went 13 years. This time it's 11 years.
So we get a 33% increase then.
That won't happen.
Well, sounds to me like we get another $1,000, because that's what they did in 13.
They did, didn't
Yeah.
they? Yeah. So, are we okay with making a formal request? Totally up to you guys. I'm the chair, I don't have to vote.
You're gonna recuse yourself? or-
No, but
What was the raise in 21, or 2001, excuse me?
it don't say on that one.
Doesn't say. But it was $1,000 in 13.
In 13. And I have no clue. Do you know, Doug, what they might be thinking?
Let me just say the reasoning that has been talked about on the Board of Commissioners for our own increases. In particular, Commissioner Benzing promotes the idea that when there is such a long time in between, that the incremental change is so drastic in appearance, even though the number of dollars may not be that large, the percentage seems to make it look like we're on our way to Tahiti or somewhere, you know? So his point is to have
That'd be nice.
a shorter time frame with small increments. The motivation is, as you well know, the difficulty in finding folks to sit in the seats, you know, and it's not necessarily in his discussion about who's sitting on the board today. It's about who is potentially going to sit on in the future, and that even though we don't get paid a lot, we do get paid some that takes the edge off it. And that in itself can help bring, you know, more interest when it's time to find seats that, you know, so that's kind of what he's thinking. He's not thinking, and what we did is we cannot, as Board of Commissioners, raise our own during the term that we're in. It has to be for the next term. Our next term is 4 years instead of 2 this time. Now, I know that you guys see 6 years, but it's on a rotation. We're all at the same 4 years. And so he suggested, and we approved, a 2% annual. Very low, but it's something. And it's less than the wage adjustment that we provided for employees this year. We did their step progression plus the adjustment of 3%. So the 2% that we're proposing for ourselves is about as minimal as it can be, yet still bring it along.
But,
so, yeah.
But your raise for this election was, no, last election, 2 years ago, was like 20%, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, I don't know what those numbers are, but that's my point, that it's been a while, and so that
I think 2013,
might have been.
I think.
Yeah, so it just seems so big when you have so many years in between. And so Commissioner Benzing, I think, probably is who brought this to you.
And Commissioner Wiley.
Yeah.
He called me a couple times. You gotta do this.
Well, the Personnel Committee are those 2 guys.
Oh, okay.
And they're talking about it between them, you know. And so that's the thought that is kind of the logic behind it. I didn't necessarily want to raise my own rate, but I can understand the incremental raise, and I can understand the future boards. So I was a yes.
What's your pleasure?
Well, having just got elected, I mean, now I can raise my own wages, can't I?
No, you can't raise it. You could request it, but you can't do it.
Oh, okay.
Well, your term starts January 1 as well, doesn't it?
And I could be recalled too.
Well, not for a year.
You're good for a year.
Good for a year, okay.
So how does the 2% raise work? Every year it just goes up by 2%?
Yeah, we approved 2% for 4 years.
But does it go up every year 2%
Yes,
in those, yes, that's what I thought, okay,
yes.
alright.
Then you would stay on plane.
Well,
Not,
that would
you're gonna be
be,
behind plane, but still.
Well, and I guess what I'm saying is that we are staggered, so it's just, everybody's gonna go up by 2%.
I would
Here at the road
assume-
commission, how's that gonna work? Or because
we
we don't,
didn't set your rates.
well, I was gonna say, because we don't vote our own rates,
Yeah,
The county
it just
does.
takes effect when the county puts them into effect?
I would assume in 25.
it'll be 25, yeah.
Okay.
But
But-
my
but-
understanding is at this point in time, the Board of Commissioners has not voted to increase the road commission's.
Right, they're asking for your input right
Yeah,
now.
they're
Correct.
asking us.
Okay, well,
And
my,
apparently they asked in 2013 for the board. I don't remember that, but I was here.
well, and evidently they didn't, and I do know that when the Board of Commissioners at the county level increased their pay by about 20%, they did not adjust the road commissioners.
Right. And that was $1,000 back then when they did adjust it.
Right.
After
Right.
13 years.
Right,
The
and
one-
20% for us 2 years ago would have been, because we get $4,000, is that right?
Yeah, it says right here.
Okay, so that would have been $800 that we didn't get, that the county commissioners got their 20%. I just want that in the notes.
You were a commissioner at that.
And I
time.
voted no. I was a no vote.
Whoa, she's gotta love it.
I argued against the 20% raise. Look it up, I know.
How did I
You
vote?
voted yes. You were the third vote that took, that
Oh,
got
I-
yes.
Usually that third vote.
Right, you argued because you know who the two yes votes, you were the swing vote, and you were a yes vote.
I'm always that guy.
The one thing that did happen 2 years ago is they did increase the per diem
Yes.
from 30 to
I
35.
like how you guys get out of the line of fire after.
Everybody
Yeah,
across the board.
I do too.
Unless I can't
If
get
you
any
know,
sit in the
farther.
middle,
Kathy,
it'd
do
be
you know how
easier
they
for
get back away from you?
I'm just not afraid to speak with a lot of feeling.
Emphasis.
I'm not afraid to sit here either.
So,
What's the pleasure?
oh gosh, I'm gonna go on record this way. And that is that I wouldn't ask for a 20% raise to get us our 20% raise we didn't get 2 years ago. But I think we should do whatever the county commissioners do.
That's a motion?
That's a motion.
I didn't run for this job to get a pay raise.
I didn't either.
And I'm not doing
I
it
didn't either.
for a pay raise, but
I
I'm
didn't
doing
either.
it to
But,
keep everybody in. If they do that and put the 2% every year, then they're up to date every year. It won't have to be done again.
yep. And that is,
Don't make me second this. Okay, guys, what's your pleasure? I'm not taking it as a pay raise because it's 2%. And it would keep them up to date, finally. Okay, somebody's gotta talk. Well, let's make it simple. I will second that. Now we can vote.
Okay,
I think, do we have to take roll call vote on this one?
I think we do, don't we?
I think for a raise, you would have to do that. It's just a request, though.
I didn't get a chance to look up on that one.
So I have a question for clarification purposes. So your motion would be that, in essence, what we're asking the Board of Commissioners to do for the road commission's salary for 2025 and perhaps beyond would be to do the same thing that they have done for the county commission on an annual basis, which would be the 2%. You're not asking for them to make the big jump
No.
like they made 2 years ago.
correct.
And we don't.
I I forego a 20% raise, but I think going forward, we do our job diligently and we deserve what everybody else in the road commission and the county employees get, and that is a pay raise. And, so I wouldn't request a 2%. What I would request is that we receive what the Board of Commissioners do for
Same
themselves.
percentage basis.
Yep.
I'd agree with that one, definitely.
Well, I thought that's what you
Yeah,
meant,
thank
but I
you.
just
No, I
wanted to
appreciate the clarification.
make sure that's clear,
Yep.
and with that clarification, I will vote yes.
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 No.
God dang it.
It passed.
All right, it passed. I wish it would've got to me, then I could've said.
And I don't think we need a roll call, cause
No, I don't think we do
Like
on that.
this?
It was just a request. It's just a
Yeah,
request.
yeah.
It's not a resolution or anything.
cause they didn't do a roll call when they did this.
No.
That's my first no vote
So, Mark,
on this.
it's gonna be a
commission.
whole $80. I hope you feel good
I
about
think
that.
I can make it. I'll have to work extra hours doing crop insurance, but
Well-
I think I'll make it.
It'll help offset the cost of the hams I donate.
You would come up with that, wouldn't you? You would come up with
So
that.
the motion is to request what the Board of Commissioners are requesting.
On a percentage basis.
Yeah, same percentage.
Now, do we have to officially give you a letter for that?
Send it to Commissioner Wiley or
Okay.
Commissioner Bensy.
It'd be the same as what the motion is, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be, basically what he did right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll make my motion and then just do it on the
The
sheet
enter,
and
yes.
then go from there.
Okay. Any new
I
business?
think we move back now.
Felt like you were in the light of fire.
No, chief.
I just like eye contact.
It wasn't just felt like.
Hey, you didn't have on your black jacket or your steel flat, did you?
It's time to retire.
Any new business?
I have one piece if
Yes,
nobody else
go
has.
ahead.
Okay, looking at the meeting schedule for next month, if we're not gonna meet, on the 4th Tuesday, do we wanna meet on the 3rd Tuesday instead of the 2nd?
Thursday, you mean?
Yeah, Thursday, excuse me. Do we wanna, the 12th versus the 19th? Well, I was thinking Tuesday, so maybe the 12th is okay. I didn't know for just your business whether meeting the 3rd and only having one
Oh,
meeting
the
would be
third
better
week
than the
instead
2nd.
of the second.
Yeah.
19th.
Yeah.
We
I
won't
won't be
be
here.
here.
Oh, okay, all right.
We can just do that then.
We'll
And
just
I
do
might
it on the
not be
12th.
around either.
We're supposed to meet on the 12th.
Right,
Yeah.
so we'll just meet on the 12th. Again, I was just thinking if we're not having the second meeting of the month, for business purposes, would be
Mhm.
better to add a week.
I'm trying to get everything in line
Before the, yeah,
for
I
that
know.
same reason,
Okay.
but,
okay. So yeah, 12th is good, all right. I just wanted that discussion, that's all.
Cause that's,
We'll leave that alone then.
For some reason, I was on Tuesday.
we've got away with
so
that
fine.
for a number of years by doing that.
Right,
Usually everybody's either on vacation.
And
Yeah.
December, then the first meeting would be on the 9th,
yeah,
which would be on the heels of the township
Right,
meeting.
kind of a
the
short,
First part
yeah.
of the week.
yeah, okay, all right. All right, good conversation.
That's it.
See, I think I got told no again, Mark. See, I get told no all the time.
I'm not going there. No comment.
Any more new business?
No comment.
Public comment, Doug, come on, something.
You got any space for us?
So, on Sunday, I go to Frankenmuth for new commissioner school. I'll attend, for my 3rd time on Monday classes all day. So that's, each time I do the online course ahead of time, it's been the same course each time. However, each time I see and hear different aspects. So it's very valuable and I appreciate having a chance to go. So I'll be attending that again on Monday.
Good deal. Okay.
I just have one parting comment.
Sure.
I'm really surprised that Kathy hasn't commented on this, but I wore this red shirt for a special reason today.
Well, you might be sorely disappointed come Saturday. That's what I'm praying for, and I believe there's a God, so.
Whoa!
That's all in good fun.
All I can say is after the last 3 years,
You guys
the
deserve it.
people that are gonna be in the stands at Ohio State demand a different outcome this year.
They're praying as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm shocked you're an Ohio State fan, Gary.
Well, you need to understand
Yeah,
that I
you
spent
see.
the first 12 years of my life in
Well, you
Ohio.
almost live in Ohio now, so.
I do, and there's a lot of Buckeyes in the southern part of Hillsdale County.
Well, we need to get them out.
Well, don't advertise it here because you get like looks.
Yeah, Doug.
I guess I do have a comment. Generally, those who have ties with Michigan State University, their favorite team, their second favorite team is anybody who's playing Ohio State.
That's true.
Exactly.
And see, and us Michigan fans, I really believe when we don't root for Michigan, when Michigan isn't playing Michigan State, we root for Michigan State, which I think we're better fans than. Because we root for our in-state schools.
Well, I root for the land-grant universities, especially when they play the U of M.
See?
Okay, I hate to rush things now.
Is it time to adjourn?
Well, wait a minute, wait. I just wanna say happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah, happy
Hope
Thanksgiving.
they enjoyed eating turkey and
Thanks
pies.
for everything, Doug.
Yes, thank you,
We
thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Doug.
I could entertain a motion to go into closed session
So moved.
Support.
for
Review negotiations.
collective bargaining.
Hold on, I gotta
Roll
plug
call, Cafferty,
Yes.
Schmidt, Mark Klein,
Yes.
Jay Leininger.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Here I go.
And then.
Give it a plug.
Same